Welcome back to This Week in Louisiana Politics. You know, there is an effort underway to do away with those red light cameras. For those of you who don't know, those are the cameras that will take a picture of you having a traffic infraction. It'll send that picture to you along with a traffic fine. So as you can imagine, somewhat controversial. There is a bill that has been filed for the regular legislative session that would do away with all of those cameras all throughout Louisiana. The legislator who is doing that, who has filed that bill, joins us now. He is Senator Alan Seabaugh, Republican from Manny, Louisiana, up there in northwest Louisiana. Welcome to the show, Senator. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you having me.
So I think to some you'll probably be a hero for trying to get rid of these red light cameras. Maybe not so much a hero for some of the government institutions making the money. But I wanted to get your general reaction to these red light cameras. Why do you want to get rid of them?
Well, let's start with the premise that they are not about public safety. They never have been. This is a money grab by municipalities throughout the state. Several states, but Texas specifically, have outlawed them entirely. And I'd like Louisiana to join that list. I really have two main problems with them. One is and it's not the constitutionality of it. Our system of justice is based on the opportunity to confront your accuser and innocent until proven guilty. These tickets have you guilty until proven innocent, and you never get to confront your accuser. The speed cameras are not calibrated to the extent that a handheld camera by an officer would be, and they would never stand up in a criminal court. But that's not really the main reason that I'm objecting to this, although it's a pretty good reason. By statute, court costs are divided among certain entities that we need to support. And when you pay a regular traffic ticket, a police officer pulls you over, you get a ticket, you pay a fine, but you also pay court costs. And those court costs go to fund things like the public defender system, Crime Stoppers, the crime lab, the DA's office, the sheriff's. Different parishes do it different way, but there's a division of where that money goes. And when you get one of these camera tickets, the money goes to the municipality that hired them, and the company that does the ticket, and the municipality that hired them. And the ones that I've tracked, the municipalities, do not use the money that they get for public safety. It basically creates a slush fund for the politicians to spend. So this is not about public safety. I don't think it ever has been. Good example of that is in Shreveport. We have them in school zones. As soon as they passed it, school zones were always 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. As soon as they put these traffic cameras in school zones, they expanded the official school zone time to 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the afternoon. Not about public safety. It's a money grab. And I've never seen a single study that shows that people are slowing down or driving more careful, that there's less accidents or anything else at intersections where they have these cameras.
It was a big controversy here in Baton Rouge as well. I know there were some lawsuits filed down in New Orleans against them. They were implemented probably around the same time in Shreveport as Baton Rouge, I think around 2008 or so. I think I read an article, I could be wrong, but I think I read an article that indicated the Baton Rouge Police Department actually gets the revenue from these red light cameras, and they claim they were taking in millions of dollars and using those millions to continue to fight crime. You're saying that's not so?
I'm not saying the money's not going there, but I think if you look at the appropriation, they were already getting money from the city, and the city probably backed out that money and spent it somewhere else. So I haven't seen specifically, but I doubt very seriously they're actually getting more money than they did before the cameras went into effect. But that's a governmental trick, where we're going to dedicate the money to police, but then the police were already getting money when that gets diverted and spent somewhere else. I know in Shreveport, not a penny is spent on public safety. I've been told in other municipalities that that's the case as well. Again, I haven't looked at Baton Rouge's budget, but I would be willing to bet that while the money may be going there, they're not getting more money than they were before the system was put in place. I could be wrong.
You filed this for the regular legislative session that will begin in just a few days. I'm wondering what sort of support you think you'll get from other legislators with this.
I haven't had anybody tell me they had a problem with it, legislators. The only people that have reached out to me were the owners or lobbyists for the owners of the companies that actually write the tickets. Surprisingly, I haven't had any municipality reach out to me about it. I kind of expected them to. I visited with the Louisiana Municipal Association. As of right now, they are not going to oppose it. They have members on both sides. They have some members who use them, some members who hate them. So as of right now, they're not going to be involved. And really, the only people that have reached out to me were the companies that operate the cameras and a couple of lobbyists on their behalf.
Who actually sends the ticket? Is it the police department or the companies that you mentioned?
I think, different cities have it set up different ways.
Right.
It's made to look like it's the police department, but I don't believe that it is in most cases.
Right. Okay. Just moving on quickly, I wanted to ask you, since we have time, I wanted to ask you about Senate Bill 134, and that's related to people with a felony record voting. Can you just tell me about, there's a lot of proposals in this. Can you just tell me what the basic tenet is?
Yeah, what I'm essentially trying to do is put us back where we were 5 or 6 years ago. When the criminal justice reform package, the Justice Reinvestment Act, so-called, passed 5, 6 years, 6, 7 years ago, whenever that was, this was one of the bills that was included in that package. And that package was a complete disaster for Louisiana. If you look across the state, crime has gone up everywhere. And, several of the bills that were in that package were repealed or tweaked in the recent session. Others are being amended or tweaked going forward. But this was just one of the bills that passed. It took 5 or 6 votes to get it passed. Previous governor twisted a lot of arms to try to get this one across the finish line. I think it was a bad idea. And I'm simply trying to repeal a bill that passed, again, 2016, 2017, maybe 2018, something like that. The bill simply puts us back where we were before the Justice Reinvestment Act went into place.
Gotcha. All right. Senator Seabaugh, you have actually a number of bills that you've filed. We'll be following all of them very closely, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again very soon. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.